do models start too young? Olga was 16 years old when she started modeling, and now she's 18 years old. And when she moved out, then she started to modeling. And Tanya is 16 years old, and she thinks she got a better life than before because she make a lot of money and go on a great school, and she get some life experience and can do something with her life till she die, because she have been in the business in many years, and I think it's good for the modeling that they got some life experience and have something they can do after they can't modeling, because they are already in the business.
Yeah. Do all models make a lot of money? In the video, the model say that she has to pay for the airline ticket and the cab ticket and the hotel, so she's in minus on his card, and models have a lot of a lot of models have a lot of debt. Picture Me trailer. The movie is about how hard a model's life is. One girl tried to sleep but was constantly getting her makeup done. A lot of the thin models was only 14 years old, and they mentioned that the average age was around 17.
Yeah, and then we have the one called "A Model's Too Skinny," and there they talk a lot about how many countries are starting to ban the use of underweight models, especially because the very slim models are quite in demand in the model industry, and a lot of the girls or the models are really starving themselves and getting eating disorders and stuff like that, just to keep up with the weight the industry wants them to reach. And the way that the countries are gonna measure if they're underweight is by using the BMI, which is body mass index, which is your height to weight ratio. And if it's under 18, that means you're too skinny, and that's the cutout. It can also mean that you need to go to a clinic to get help and cure it. They also mention how a lot of responsibility is placed on their agents, because they're making their models run too big risks by losing that amount of weight.
What models do to stay thin in Australia, if the Australian girls want to extend their career, they had to go 2 sizes down, and if they of course want to be in Paris and world catwalk. And the interview by CNN, she said that she don't think it's unhealthy to stay that thin, but she got a lot of complaint about people think they are too thin and look sick, but she had seen something much worse, and so she don't think that they are too thin, and they're only getting fatter. So and I think it's sick, because I don't think it's healthy for the people or the models that they are so thin, because they got they don't eat a lot, or something like that.
Okay, so France have officially banned ultra-thin models, and the people that are under 18.5 BMI is considered underweight, and the problem is that the designers doesn't make clothes to fit the model, they make the models fit the clothes, and that also became a huge issue because of the extremes that the models have to go to just to fit inside the clothes. And a fashion photographer talks about his experience in the industry and about how the clothes are made. So the models have to fit the clothes and not the clothes fitting the model, and how big of a problem it is, and how he's trying to fight the underweight models. And then there's the ugly truth of fashion models' behavior, and it kind of disgusts us, the way that the models are being treated, because not only are they forced to stay skinny and pretty just to keep their jobs, they're also sexually abused and sometimes mentally abused, and they're not really paid for their photo shoots. Sometimes they only get clothes, but as one of the models said, a tank doesn't pay the rent. And a lot of them often start around 14 years of age, and they're forced into doing a lot of stuff that they definitely shouldn't be doing at such a young age. And a survey shows that even up to 86.8% of models have been forced to pose nude or at a job interview or something like that, without being told prior to the interview or the photo shoot. And sexual abuse is one of the bigger problems in the industry, because a lot of the offenders are really high up in the industry, and some companies withhold models' payments, and they make it hard for them to keep paying their bills and so on. And sometimes the models are even forced to stay silent about some of the stuff they're put through. Yeah, and generally I don't think that it's alright the way the models are being treated, and like they're not even being treated as human beings sometimes, which I think I can speak for all of us, thinks is really disgusting.